Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So, tell me in the comments what you are up to today to practice self care. Tell me how last week went for you. What did you do to practice self care last week? And let me know what you're up to otherwise today. So, I'm trying to think about what I did last week for self care. I did have my appointment with my therapist, which was very helpful. And yesterday, I had an appointment with my psychiatrist, which is also helpful. So, in both of those appointments, I talked about some coping skills that I can have already set into place for when Rena is home for the summer. Her last day of school is Friday. And because of her significant disabilities, she, of course, requires extra attention from me when she's home, and I also cannot physically take her anywhere by myself anymore. So, used to when she was younger, I could take her out. We'd go get lunch somewhere, we'd get ice cream, we'd do something, but I can't do that now. So, it's also a matter of being isolated in the house in the summer. And summer is my least favorite time of year because it's too hot and humid and miserable to be outside. Like, even this morning, I thought, before I, got outside to put Rena on the bus, I thought, well, maybe I'll take a walk this morning. And y'all, I put her on the bus at 5:45 in the morning. So I thought, instead of riding my bike today, maybe I'll take a walk. Soon as I opened that front door, I got waylaid by the absolute humidity in the air. Like, you feel like you can't breathe. And I was like, well, no, there's not gonna be any walking today. So that's my long term, well, not really that long term because school's out Friday, but my plan to implement self care in a lot of different ways over the summer. So today I'm going to get some tea and work on a lot of projects I have going. So even though I'll be working today, my self care is going to be fixing myself tea because I do need to get quite a bit done. I'm looking at my planner and it's like wild. Um, yeah, I have to schedule and put up the thumbnail for the Literary Love Book Club live show in June for Parable of the Sower. And yes, I did change my channel name. I am now Horror Literati, but I'm keeping my book club name the same. I'm keeping it Literary Love because we read a lot of horror, but that's also not all that we read in my book club. So I want to keep that more open to other genres. So that's why I'm keeping it as Literary Love. Then I need to work on an article about haunting for Substack. I need to prep my personal curriculum final check-in video. I need to schedule the July tea party and put up the thumbnail for that. And I need to also work on finalizing a reading list and syllabus for my American Haunting, Gothic, and Speculative Fiction course that I am going to be offering to adults through Substack for paid subscribers because this is a lot of work and it is a course that I will be prepping and teaching. So I want to take plenty of time to make sure I have links to everything because I'm trying to pick things that are widely available. So it's a lot of work and I must be, compensated for that. So let me go check the comments now that I've blawed all over everybody about everything. Howdy Swank, Devil's Food Kate, Yummy, Plant Something, Frog Jumping, Jubilee. Well, there are a lot of frogs around where I am, and you can hear them most all of the time. So I'll have to see if I can see them hopping and jumping around. Devil's Food is so delicious. I haven't had any in a while, but now that sounds like a reason to go get it. and plant something. We have fruit trees, gardens. We have little herb pots and windowsills. So we have planted a lot for sure. I love that. Yes, that's so true. We do forget sometimes we think we've got to have this huge accomplishment, but really, like you said, Swank, it is those small wins. They do make a difference. Yummy, yummy. That sounds delicious. Like I said, I'll be making some too. Hey, Kat, how are you today? My kindred spirit, chipping away at task. Yep, me too. Which that is an act of self-care too, taking care of things that you need to take care of. That is, as long as you're giving yourself some break time too. That's one thing that I've had to really work toward doing for myself, because I will start a task and then I feel like I cannot do anything else until I finish the one task, and then I won't take breaks, and then I get so burnt out so fast. I'm talking like normally I eat lunch around 11:30 or 12, but yesterday I was working on an article and it was like 12:30 and my stomach was growling. I felt miserable. And then I got a notification on my phone that I had my virtual psychiatry appointment in like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot, even though it was in my phone, in my planner, on my written calendar on the wall. I was just working away on the article and then got that. So I had to do my psychiatry appointment and then finally eat. So I said, today I will not do that. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to stop and I'm going to eat at my normal time. Hellos and highs and highs. Second cup, love it. Yes. Coffee always. Although I do like my like flavored hot tea every once in a while, but coffee all the time for sure. Hello, Molly. How are you today? Nice to see you here. Let us know what you're up to. Kat, look at you go. The workout, the breakfast smoothie, checking in with Alex. Love that. Kat's on it today. Hellos and highs. Hi, M. How are you today? M's been doing some lovely poetry reading on her YouTube channel, so y'all be sure to go check that out. And more hellos and hi, so friendly. Yeah, I am still working my way through Parable of the Sower. Uh like I said, it is the pick for Literary Love Book Club for May, and we'll be having the live show the second Sunday in June. I've just got to officially schedule it, get the thumbnail up and stuff like that. But yeah, I have to read it some and then stop and take some breaks from it too, because it is bleak. But it's good to know that it has a kind of a hopeful ending. Yeah, the sequel I think is Parable of the Talents. I think that's what it is. And more hellos and highs. Drinking tea, right, Swank? Or are you sneaking something else in there? Because the way you said, I'm drinking. I love it. Drinking. Oh goodness. So let's see. There's anything else we need to chat about? We kind of got through our comments pretty quickly, I think. So we may just go ahead and go to our sprints. And there was something I was trying to find, but whatever, it's not where I need it to be. So it is, I guess it's about, well, now it said 12 after. So we'll come back at 9:47 or 47 after. No, that's not right, is it? 50 something, right? 57 after. Pardon my brain. I think that's right. At any rate, we'll come back at 57 after whatever the hour is, and hopefully I did the math right. But if not, however much time that is, that's how much time we'll have. Like I said, I'm a lit girl, not a math girl. All right. Well, happy self care and working on what you need to work on. And I will see you all in a little bit. Hello, everybody. So, how did you all do during that self care sprint? I did make some tea and I've been working on my article the whole time. I don't know how much self care some of that is, though, because I've been sitting so much extra, having so much extra time at the computer. My shoulders and my neck are hurting so bad. So, I need to get better about taking stretch breaks. So, when we go on our first sprint after this little chat, first thing I'm going to do is to finish my tea and then do some stretches and get up. It's too hot and humid for me to go outside, but I could just walk around my house a little bit because I need to do something different with my shoulders, my neck, all of that. That is one of the things that bothers me the older I get, and spending more time sitting here at the computer. So let's see what everybody got up to. Let me see. Let me take our banner off too. I love that. I love Emily Dickinson. She is one of my favorite poets. Love that. Thank you for sharing that, Swain. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss the comments. It does help now because the comments will kind of go faded once I've clicked on them. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad you got to have a little chat with your daughter. Yeah, I'm sure Miami is very hot and humid. I'm in Alabama on the Gulf Coast, and like I said earlier, like I couldn't even walk at 5:45 this morning. It was already too humid, so it's sad. Very nice. Swank, you're always good about getting on those study books. Well, happy birthday to your mom, Molly. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. And you did some stretching. That's what I need to do. Oh my gosh, I know. My goal is to tackle a lot of the cleaning I need to do this summer when Rena's home because I won't have as much ability when she's here to do things like write as many articles because that requires a lot of brain power and because she needs quite a bit of help from me, all day really. I don't want to try to get involved in something that takes a lot of focus and then I have to get my focus off of it and I'm trying to come back to it. But cleaning does not really require a whole lot of brain power. It's more manual work. But I don't look forward to it. But good for you, Em, for taking care of those walls. Very nice, Kat. Kat, you've been doing a good job of getting those book reviews up. And another happy birthday. So I feel like I am kind of doing a little bit of a disservice to coffee because I did put my put my tea in my this is a damn fine cup of coffee. Almost feels sacrilegious to do that, but that's the first one I grabbed up, and so I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna have to go with it. So let me check if there's anything else in the comments. I don't want to miss anything. No. Let's see. Wait, one more. Yep, Twin Peaks. I am obsessed with David Lynch, and like I said, he's probably looking down at me, frowning because I put tea in the coffee mug. But it was convenient, so normally, like I said, I'm drinking coffee if I have this mug, but you know, sometimes you just grab what's close. All right. Well, let me look at the time. Okay, so it is 1 after the hour, so we will return at 46 after the hour. That math was not hard. Let me get our banner set for that. I do. I need a damn fine piece of cherry pie. I wish I had the stuff to make some. I might do it today. Hello, everybody. So, how did you do during that self-care sprint? I finished up my tea and I had a little snack. And I did get up and walk around my house a bit and did stretch. I might even sit here and stretch my shoulders out some while I'm talking to you all. And I did get some more of my article written. So I did pretty well. It's just my neck and shoulders still hurt, but like most everything I have on my to-do list involves sitting at the computer. So what what are you going to do about it? Let's see how everybody else did. Very nice, very nice. Shower, skincare. Oh, Ghouls Night. Was it the latest episode? Because I listened to that. Did it come out yesterday? Today? I don't know. I just listened to it. Now I already forgot what it was about. Remind me, Eleanor, because thank you again. Eleanor is the one who introduced the Ghouls Night In podcast to me. And now I love it. I love Penny and Midge. They are fantastic. They're so much fun. I've talked about them on here before, but each of them will pick a topic, usually something spooky or at least something weird, eccentric, and they will talk about it each week on the podcast. And so they've covered all kinds of interesting things, and I love it so much. Oh, there you go. More study with zombie Bigfoot. I love that because it's combining both the cryptid and a zombie into one big adventure. Love it. Let's see. Very nice. Look at you. There you go, Kat. Got it going on. Okay, no, I haven't listened to that one today. That's right. I saw it on my notifications, but I haven't listened to it. And because I'm newer to the podcast, I've been catching up and listening to a lot of their backlog. They have a lot of episodes. So yeah, if y'all haven't checked out Ghouls Night In, do that. Speaking of podcasts, I also want to shout out the Jersey Ghouls podcast with Jackie and Marissa. Sometimes Jackie is in our spaces here. She hasn't been on, in a little while in sprints and stuff. But their podcast, Jersey Ghouls, is so much fun. It's really great. So the last episode they had that came out Sunday was about Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass. They started crying talking about it. They had me crying. So when we go to the next sprint, I'll link that episode in case anybody else is interested. If we got any other Mike Flanagan fans in here. Yes, I love all of Mike Flanagan stuff. I have a hard time picking my favorites out of all of his stuff because he's done movies and then he's done the television series. I finally watched his first movie a couple of months ago called, I hope I'm saying it right, Absentia. And you can tell it's like at the beginnings of, it's baby Mike Flanagan. And you can totally see that. And it's lower budget, but I really liked it. So if I think about that, I'll stick a link to Absentia in the chat too. But if I had to pick, I had to do movies. I can't do movies and television series. You can't make me pick just one out of those. Movies, let's see, he did Oculus, Gerald's Game, Doctor Sleep, Absentia, like I mentioned. What he did, Hush also. He did Hush. But I would have to say my favorite movie that he did was Gerald's Game because I really didn't see how anyone could adapt that Stephen King novel to film. But he did it, and he did an absolute bang up awesome job. Most people, even if you haven't watched Gerald's Game or read the book, most people still know about the whole degloving thing. So that's my favorite film adaptation. Now I'm gonna have a real hard time picking out of some of his television series that he did. So The Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, The Fall of the House of Usher. What am I forgetting? Oh, Midnight Society, I think. That's the only one of his works that I didn't care for, and I think it was called Midnight Society. And I didn't get through that. I ended up stopping like partway through this season, which broke my heart. And I liked Bly Manor. I did. I liked it. I didn't love it as much as some of the others. So my hardest time would be picking out of Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Hill House, and The Fall of the House of Usher. That's really difficult for me. Let me know in the comments if y'all have any favorites of Mike Flanagan's that y'all want to talk about while I'm trying to decide if I can possibly pick a favorite out of those three. Oh, thank you for being here, Em. I hope all of your appointments go well today and that you get plenty of time to have some self-care too. Those cats, I'm telling you, you never know what they're going to get. There you go, getting the water to drink. Very nice. Spinner wheel. Very nice. Yes, they are so much fun. Yeah, Midnight Mass is so good. It's so good. Let me see. Yeah, it is. They do have like short, quick episodes, so that is also helpful. Yes, you would love it. Here's the thing, like the Shirley Jackson's novel is very like the TV show is very different from her novel. Some of the essences are still there. The idea of a house being wrong, something's wrong with the house, or is something already in the mind of someone who goes to that house. So some of that kind of essence is the same in the TV series as it is in the book, but it's really a completely different take. And I love both of them. Yeah, like Eleanor said, the Haunting of Hill House, it is scary. It has some very scary moments. And I'm saying that with somebody who doesn't scare easily. But there's one scene that I don't think anybody in the world was prepared for. So I won't say what it is because I want it to get you when you get there. But literally, like my daughter, the one who's now going to be having a baby in October, when Hill House came out, she was like a teenager. So she was still living here at home and she's spooky. And so we like that kind of stuff. And we were watching that particular episode where both of us like jumped up, like stood up, jumped up off the couch and grabbed each other and went, ah! So that is such a great memory, but it is so good. Gosh, I guess if somebody's making me pick, I would have to say Midnight Mass. And that's really hard for me to say because I love The Haunting of Hill House. And of course, I love The Fall of the House of Usher. And I feel disloyal to Poe by saying Midnight Mass was better. It's not better. They're all, they're all great. But if I had to pick one of the favorites, is Midnight Mass. And I know that one reason Midnight Mass means a lot to me is because it really spoke to religious indoctrination and religious trauma, which I have. So that part of it resonated with me. Although there were certainly themes that resonated with me in The Haunting of Hill House too. Yeah, it is. It is different. It kind of reminds me like you've talked about Cat and other people. Speaking of zombies being around in May with Max Brooks' World War Z versus the movie. I have not read the book yet, but that's on my reading list for next Zombie-thon. But I know it's going to be very different from the movie too. Yeah, some people really don't like The Haunting of Hill House. I think people go into it sometimes maybe not knowing what kind of haunted story it is. They may think it's more like ghost in your kind of typical haunted house, but it's much more psychological. And Shirley Jackson often wrote about being entrapped in the home or in a domestic space. So there's a lot of that element in it for sure. Um, so let me see. What did I say? I was going to pop in there. The Jersey Ghouls. I'm popping the Ghouls Night in too. And then Absentia. Also, just random. You don't have to put anything, but if you were going to compile a list of movies about hauntings, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a house. Pop those in the chat if you don't mind. Movies about any sort of haunting. They can be old movies, new movies, any kind of movies. I'm interested. I'll pop one in the chat too since I'm talking to everybody about doing it. So I want to put in one that I feel like not enough people know about. So I'm going to put that in there. And that is The Changeling. I love that so much. Maybe, but I don't really believe in ghosts myself. Um, I've not seen one. There are some people who say that they have seen ghosts, and these are people that I do believe what they say, and I can't say that's why. I mean, I don't really, but I'm also not going to say that they're not there at all, because reputable, credible sources that I love, care about, and trust have told me they've had experiences with ghosts. So I'm not going to discount them. I mean, there are some people, that say stuff that I would, I'd clearly discount what they say. But other people, no, I don't know. I haven't seen one. I've had some things happen, and it, kind of makes me wonder sometimes what, that was kind of weird, but I don't know. I don't know. I think you will too, Kat. I think you will. Ooh, look at that. As I dream of you. That's cool. I'm always looking for new zombie content too. I know Kat is Kat with her zombie thon. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Eleanor. I've just been on a haunting obsession lately. So we'll keep it going. So let me check our time, and we will come back about 45 minutes after the hour, and that'll be our last sprint. Wait, we got another comment. Kill Creek. Okay. I have Kill Creek. I finally got it when Book Outlet was having a big sale, but I'm saving it for October. So I cannot wait to read it. Yeah, Mexican Gothic, I liked it. And while I loved Wilding Hall, I loved it. Wilding Hall is so, so good. It's about this sort of Fleetwood Mac type band, and they go to this secluded place, and there may be something paranormal or supernatural going on out there. It was so good. I loved it. All right. So we'll come back at 45, and I will see you all then. Happy sprint. Hello, everybody. So, how did you all do during that sprint? I did a little stretching and a lot of writing, and my shoulders and neck still hurt really badly. I'm excited. I've had like Kill Creek on my wish list for a while, and when Book Outlet did that sale a couple of months ago, I knew I got to grab it up, but I'm saving it for October. I can't wait to read it. Okay, the drop of water. Thank you. I need to write this down. Let me write this down real quick. The drop of water. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And then I was just putting the link up for Absentia and then Jersey Ghouls and also Ghouls Night In. So, in case you wanted to check out that movie or either of those podcasts. Oh, that sounds cool. Perceptive, the playbook. All right. Thank you, Molly. Let's see. Well, now my comments are going wild up there. Very nice. I need to do a longer stretch routine too. I just kind of been doing a little bit. Everything hurts. Thank you for being here, Eleanor. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. 58 pages. Swank, you got this. Very nice. I know. I can hardly believe that we are almost to the end of May. This month really went by so fast. I feel like I say that every month, but I mean, it just really feels like May was flying by for sure. I just hope it'll, fly by. I hope the summer flies by because I'm ready for October. I don't like the heat, the humidity. Nothing about summer appeals to me at all. So I hope all these months will fly by, at least till we get to October, and then we can go nice and slow. Plus, my grandbaby girl's gonna be here in October too, so that's also another reason why I cannot wait for October. So, thank you all so much for being here and hanging out with me and practicing some self care today. Remember to drink some water, do some stretching, get outdoors if you can. I really can't that much right now, but I may go out for a couple of minutes at least in the mornings, even when it gets really hot and humid, just to say, okay, I went outside. I couldn't stay, but I got a little sunlight, maybe. Um, yes. Yeah, it is flying by. Summer, no. Thank you for being here, Kat. Love you too. Appreciate all of you. Love you all. Thank you very much. And I will see y'all next week. Bye.